Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21, and we are here in the Chang International Circuit for round 16 of our career mode of MotoGP. So here we go then, on board the Aprilia RSGP as we begin to brake going into the first corner here in the Chang International Circuit. So, qualifying for MotoGP, yes, it's been a little bit of a while since I last played MotoGP 21, and it's also been a bit of a while since we actually did a career mode video. The last one was the reveal, where I did the best moments of my MotoGP 21 career on board the Aprilia for the last 2 seasons. Now I do apologise if you've been waiting for it, it's rather difficult to try and fit in MotoGP, MXGP, everything else and Ride 4 with the current sort of schedule I've got going, but I'm going to try and get more MotoGP content done. I do find it very difficult to get the qualifying and the races done sometimes because it's just extra pressure on the voice, and sometimes I just can't tackle it. So I am considering next year, unfortunately, to remove the qualifying and just go ahead with just the race themselves. Either I'll do the qualifying by myself, or I'll just completely remove it and start from the back of the grid, because I mean, our qualifying is pretty bad already, so I guess it really wouldn't make that much of a difference. But if I had more time and there was more days in the week for me to fit everything in, then I would definitely consider it. But unfortunately, I'm just running out of time. I just don't seem to get the opportunity to do as much as I really want to with MotoGP 21. As it requires a bit more editing, and it requires a good voice to get it done, because these ones really push me, especially when we get some seriously fast competitive action like I'm expecting in the Grand Prix in a couple of hours time. So definitely stay tuned if you get to see that one, and yeah, I apologise for not having MotoGP 21 on demand all the time, but we've got the next season coming up very soon, so we will begin to start the next career very soon. But we'll get back to the action that is unfolding right now. We're 1.1 seconds behind Marc Marquez's lap time of 1:28.906, but I do feel that we have a bit of potential here in this track. We did well last season, we actually got a Grand Prix victory, and I think we started either on pole position or very high up on the ranking for the actual qualifying, so I'm hoping something like that could happen this time. I think, if I remember, the AI had some glitches, like the lap times were way off and they just kept crashing, and to be honest, that's the second crash we've seen in that particular corner there, just on the left-hand side getting near the rumble strip. First time it was a KTM, and it seems to be the second time a strewn Yamaha on the floor of the corner of turn 5. So this track, pretty strong at, but this particular part, turn 7, and towards the end of this third split, I do tend to struggle ever so slightly. So I think if we're going to do well here, we have to tackle this particular part of the track. We have to improve upon it in this particular part. It's already losing 0.5 of a second there. It's not that difficult, I just can't seem to get it right. I just either overshoot it or just underpower it, in the sense of like just not putting enough power on. So we're just not getting it right. I need to get back into the drawing board, possibly change the tyres, and hopefully improve upon that particular sector, because that is where we're losing time. We do improve, but only to 13th. So to quote Smash Mouth, they said, "So don't delay, act now because supplies are running out." It's not supplies are running out, time is running out, and also tyres are running out. So I guess you could say tyres are supplies. So with that in mind, let's get in behind the 8-times world champion here, pick up the power, pick up the pace and the speed, and hopefully we can get a bit of slipstream going into the next part of this track. If I can follow him going into part 3 of this circuit, I do feel very strong that we have a good chance of getting in within the top 10. The top 10 is the goal here. Not interested in first, second or third. Great job to Aleix Espargaro, the teammate, up into second place. And of course his new teammate for next season in MotoGP 22 will be Maverick Vinales. So very good performance from the two riders up there, the two Spaniards. It's a Spanish 1-2-3 as it is, but I need Marquez to help me on this one. I just need that little bit extra just to get into the top 10, and so far the Repsol Honda man seems to be just slow enough for us to be able to catch him, up by 0.7 of a second, but it's going to be lost here, I'm guessing. This is the part where I just cannot seem to get it right. Brake here just at the Singer sign, and then you kind of get in there a little bit wide, possibly brake a little bit early for that next time, bringing in nice and tight. We're only down by 0.2 of a second. That is good. That is good, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we needed. So on the left-hand side now, we need to push. We've got... Wow, Marquez just did that. And never mind, but he's just crashed as well, actually, matter of fact. But he's out of the way. Braking extremely firm now. We're up by 0.8 of a second, 0.9 of a second. Bring on the power, bring on the acceleration. Across the line. Do we go up into the top 10? Top 5. Excellent. So it's Marquez, the fastest man on track, with Aleix Espargaro in second, Quartararo, Rins, Maverick Vinales, and Grant in 6th place. So therefore, we will be going directly into Q2. Also just noticed there as well that the riders from Q2 that went directly are Aleix Espargaro, Matt Grant, and Lorenzo Savadori. The Aprilia is on fire here in Thailand. Now, I was going to take pride in the fact that Johann Zarco was in Q1, but it seems that the Frenchman got himself out of Q1 and put himself into Q2 without too much hassle. So it's down to us. All 3 Aprilias are in the top 12 for this qualifying session. That is fantastic. But I want to be top Aprilia. You cannot deny that you have to beat your teammates, regardless of whether he's a championship rival or not. I want to beat my teammates. So, I see Lorenzo Savadori ahead of me. Cast your mind back to Jerez. He was fantastic in helping me get pole position, or at least a very good qualifying spot, if I do recall. So, Lorenzo Savadori, if you still fancy it, pal, wait up a little bit so I can pick up a bit of slipstream. But down by 0.6 of a second into the second split. Not bad. We are improving quite a lot, but the lap time is a 1:29.802, so we still have a bit of improvement to do, even with the 0.6 of a second, because you know the qualifying in MotoGP 21 is super quick. So we have to go not just enough, but even more than enough to make sure that we qualify in a high position. Qualifying is so important. Yes, we've had some bad qualifying, and we've still turned it into good results, but you can never tell what's going to happen within the Chang International Circuit. The first corner can be rather deadly if you're not careful, so this is where it's going to matter the most. Breaking in very late now for turn 12, almost losing the rear and the front there as they're trying to desperately pile on the brakes, but we do take the provisional pole for the time being, a 1:29.138. I don't believe that lap time is going to be the one to beat. I think a 1:27, maybe mid 1:28. I don't think so. I think it's going to be high 1:27, if I'm truly honest with you. I don't think it'll come from me, but it may come from someone who's very, very fast, so I guess we'll find out within due time. So the second right-hander for turn 3 will now bring on the power once again, and we'll prepare ourselves for the first time on the left-hand side. So this is going to matter the most if we can actually make sure we get this particular part done. Because if we get this part done, you kind of set yourself up for the next part. So it's rather important to get it done. Now, I do find I tend to brake a little bit too early on that particular part. I don't have too much confidence in that corner, but I still see Savadori ahead of us. But as far as the fuel goes and as far as this tyre goes, we're not going to be able to get a second run. So if we can't get close enough, then I don't think we're going to get any assistance from Lorenzo Savadori. Looking on the left-hand side of the screen, it's making me a little bit concerned. I'm seeing nothing but personal best sectors and red sectors. Of course, that makes sense, because not many of the lap times there are actually competitive, but it soon will be. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on that. We may actually get into the pits before then, and Pecco Bagnaia, top of the timing sheet, with a 1:28.871. So that is very, very impressive, but I do believe the AI will be going a lot quicker than that. 0.5 of a second to the gap to Alex Rins. So let's go back into the pits and find out where we're going to be and who is going to be at the top of the timing sheet. So fresh tyres in, a soft and medium, and what do you know? The Frenchman is there once again. Johann Zarco with the 1:28.130. My estimate of a high 1:27 was not far off, and I still don't believe that it's not going to happen. I still believe that someone is going to get the job done. Is it going to be me? I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to break into turn 3. Someone's been down there. I think it was one of the Suzukis. I'm not entirely sure. Didn't really pay attention. I'm just focusing on getting this lap time done the best way we possibly can, because at the minute we're going to be starting from 11th place, which is not the end of the world, but we won't be top Aprilia. Aleix Espargaro sitting pretty there in 8th position, and Lorenzo Savadori just behind us in 12th. So on the left-hand side we'll go up by 0.3 of a second for the left-hander of turn 6. This is good. Lorenzo Savadori has now moved up to 9th place, so great job. And also Johann Zarco has just gone down. The Frenchman has dropped the ball in late in this session here in the Chang International Circuit of Q2. But we're now going the right-hand side, and we are up by almost 0.5 of a second, touching the green there. It should get a metaphorical slap on the wrist, but thankfully we got away with that one. Onto the left-hand side for turn 10. Keep it in nice and tight. Quartararo's gone down. Bring on the power. That's a massive crash for Fabio Quartararo. As a matter of fact, goodness me, the bike was barrel rolling. But enough about that. We're going to focus going into the right-hand side for turn 12. Nice and tight to the apex. Bring on the power. Is this going to be enough to put us near the top 3? Oh, 4th position. That is still a fantastic effort. Marquez, though, keep an eye on Marc Marquez, the 8-time world champion, in 6th place right now with a red and a personal best sector in the second and third splits. This could be fun. So let's bring on the brakes then for the right hand of this difficult corner to get right. Look at us outbraking ourselves, really pushing hard on the rears. Oh no. Oh, I thought I'd saved it then. Goodness me. But unfortunately, that is it for the session. Zarco takes pole position with Fabio Quartararo in second, Joan Mir in third, Grant in fourth, Rins fifth, and Marc Marquez finishes in sixth place. So tonight at 4 PM, we have a ding-dong of a battle brewing up for this Chang International Circuit. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment down below. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next Grand Prix. But more importantly, I'll see you in 4 hours' time for the race. Ciao for now.
Oh hi! Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.